This is the new compact SUV from Mahindra, the NuvoSport, and it's essentially a refreshed Quanto. It sports a brand new face with a large bumper split into two sections that raises the bonnet line quite high. There's a metal skid plate at its chin leading into a honeycomb air dam split by the body color metal from the vertical slatted grille. The grille is flanked by the headlamps with two LED brows. The strong muscular look ends with a scoop in the bonnet for the air intake. Around the side, the proportions remain the same with an identical wheelbase, and the only real change are the 16-inch alloys. The rear tailgate gets a new stylized cover for the wheel, and as for the cabin, it's really largely the 6.2-inch touchscreen and the steering wheel with controls mounted atop that are all new. The seats also get new cladding and upholstery, but other than that, not much has changed. The plastics feel outdated and so does the design. But as a sub 4-meter SUV, it's the only one that can boast of having a 7-seat option. However, taller people are still better seated within the cabin that's spacious and airy. The front seats too are large and comfortable, and there are loads of cubby holes for storage too. So in that sense, the cabin is pretty practical. The NuvoSport is powered by the 1.5-litre M-Hawk engine as seen in the TUV 300. The engine has been calibrated for this car and delivers around 100 bhp of power, but it feels pretty much the same. The NuvoSport doesn't really feel sporty, but it pulls nicely off the line and gets up to triple-digit speeds very comfortably too. In fact, this engine revs more freely and you can go up to 4700 or 4800 RPM. But after 3800, it's like stretching chewing gum. You get the best out of this engine by short shifting, and it responds better to gentle dabs of the throttle than flat footing. This engine is clearly tuned for efficiency and is possibly the reason why Mahindra claims it serves up 17.45 km per litre. Of course, that figure is when you use the Eco mode that remaps this engine to work more efficiently. Now, this car was only driven at the Mahindra test track in Nashik, which is a bit small. Still, we found the steering a bit inconsistent, and there is a fair amount of roll as well around the corners. As for the ride, it does mask bumps, but will toss you around at higher speeds on undulating surfaces. Well, that is an inherent problem of any car that's higher off the ground and sitting body on frame. It's never going to be as settled as a monocoque. Still, we do have to say that this chassis that's shared with the Scorpio has made it better than before in its ride quality. Now, the NuvoSport also comes with an AMT version. The gearbox pulls nicely, but it's not exactly super smooth. Now, despite there being a lot of new things about this rehashed Quanto, including the name NuvoSport, essentially it still feels very similar a product. Mahindra already have a compact SUV sitting in this segment, the TUV 300. And though the NuvoSport is priced higher and sports more features, the two cars are very similar in profile. You can lament if another compact SUV was really needed in Mahindra's portfolio, but the NuvoSport does leave you with more choice.